today. From TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida.
The kickoff for Jacksonville.
It's the AFC Wildcard Round on EA Sports.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. And shutting him off, now open field. The 40, the 30, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Aaron Jones, 75 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Minshew going to lead up the Jaguars 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And he'll get this one up to the 26. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Take over 1st and 10. At their own.
Now this offense about ready to take over again. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They know that. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January. But, hey, here's the bottom line. There's 18 other teams that wouldn't mind being in this spot right about now.
Yeah, and you had to stick it to them, didn't you? Those 18 who are sitting at home right now. But you're exactly right about that. Your point about how daunting this is well taken because it all depends on their mindset at this point. How do they break it down so they're not looking at this whole big road and saying to themselves, we've got no shot. You got to break it down to this game right now. Win this one, then worry about the rest of them after this.
Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down, it's Jones.
7-yard line.
A 1-yard gain following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
A gain of
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
16-yard line.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson.
Tony Jefferson.
No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
On the jump ball.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going to.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Yannick Ngakoue. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. Jackson from the shotgun. Brought in left side by Snead. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Now Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
He's tackled at the...
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
We're on Jaguar.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Minshew with a throw complete to Chenault. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early.
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
12 yards there and a first down. Again, Minshew looking to throw. They'll roll him out right. His throw caught at about the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A nice gain of 21 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. LaVisca Chenault there to make the grab. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. On second down, it's Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming. The Ravens on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. He can run for it, and he will. First down and more for Jackson. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
6 yards. And the Raven first down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. Nifty move. Jones breaking from the contact. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
On second down now, it's Jones. And they'll get him down right about the 20. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Buying time to his left. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. From the gun, Jackson. This is caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? 2nd down and goal. Jackson under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Caught on the right side by Jones. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. A 23-yard attempt.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Jags football again. DJ Chark ready to rock and roll. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
The silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe you go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. On the slant, this is Chark. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
It's 2nd and inches at their 48-yard line.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They're on the stop.
Matt Judon there to bring him down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
48-yard line.
Now they'll pitch it out here. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
On the tackle.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And Brock able to get it to their 30-yard line. That defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Minshew sets to throw. This is Shenault on the receiving end. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Laviska Shenault with his second touchdown here in this first half. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And the lead is now 14-10.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal. And I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
And not out now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is the quarterback, Allen. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison.
Wide receiver. Tackle made at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's caught. Jones. And he will have a Ravens first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. He was looking for his running back, Aaron Jones, that time. But it's going to be 2nd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 10 yards.
And Jackson throwing once more. Man open left side is Brown. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
Recovered by the receiving team.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of it.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go now! 8 feet.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you've set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Throwing again on second down. Jackson, a short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That one a first down pickup of 8.
First down, Ravens.
Jackson now. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Caught by Snead over the middle. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Minshew on target here to Chark. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off. Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
It's a pickup of 6.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
15-yard line.
Here's Minshew. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Laviska Shenault saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. Add on to their lead. And the lead will grow by one more. That time a 9-play drive. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Jackson. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a fourth down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Minshew and the Jags now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6. Well, not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On the option, Jackson will keep it. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher third down looming. From the gun, it's Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 41.
Minshew going to lead up the Jaguars 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Going to give this time to the tailback. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a third down.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly, and this one could be coming back. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's different because sometimes you got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now Minshew. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Jamal Sheard on the stop.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. The left side completion to Jones. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 42-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jones. And a stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's third down. Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone. Before going out.
13 yards. First down, Baltimore.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
They go back to the ground with Jones.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
From the gun, Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards there and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
On 2nd down, Ingram. Running right through him. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5.
Ball carrier.
8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
And it brings up
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. So 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. The quick slant caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. Can't officially call this a win for them yet, but it's looking good to move on to the divisional round. They'll be on the road, of course, as an underdog. But the age-old question, would you rather have the momentum they're going to have or sitting at home with a bye? I'm sure you'd probably rather have the bye.
You remember that conference call we had before the playoffs started? We were talking with some people in the industry and some of the coaches that are out there. And we kind of posed the same question. You know, if you're coming off of a game like this, you know, and you're taking on a team that had that open week, which way do you want to go? And you remember the answer they gave us? I want the better team.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
I get it. But I think there's a lot to having that momentum of having played versus coming off of that layoff, because maybe you start a little bit slower. We see those upsets happen all the time.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Good work by Minshew there to pick up the first.
That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. The Jaguars on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end, and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
At the 43-yard line.
Jackson will throw again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
6 yards to go.
Again, Jackson steps away to his left. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
We can't have that.
So the big play nullified, a legal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now, really hoping for a turnover. And he'll give it here to his running back. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. 1st down.
7-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down. They toss it to Thompson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow him down.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a 1st down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And he'll take this into the end zone. A touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. But look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game. A message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession.
And at this point, maybe you say, you know, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division, but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, that their season is just a few minutes away from ending in one-and-done fashion.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. Flush to his right. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the 1st. Jackson from the shotgun. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he'll go down at the 28. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. It's complete to Brown, right side. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. They'll
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On third down, Jackson going for it all. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. To throw again is Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Ingram. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson, and that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd and goal. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Devin Duvernay there to make the grab. And the Ravens get a bit closer. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. From the gun, Jackson.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Now they'll run it on the toss. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. So back at the midfield stripe now. They'll come up 2nd and long. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate, but you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today